Okay, let's just dive right in. We're going to talk about pre-algebra, but forget the boring worksheets for a minute. Forget the confusing lectures. Instead, I want you to think about it like this. You're being handed a brand new, powerful toolkit for solving problems you actually face, like every single day.
I mean, come on. Does this sound familiar? If you've ever sat in a math class thinking, when on earth am I ever going to use this? You are for sure not alone. It is the #1 complaint about algebra. And you know what? It's a totally fair question.
But what if I told you that you've probably already used this exact kind of thinking today, maybe even a few times, and you didn't even realize it? The logic of algebra, it's kind of hiding in plain sight, working behind the scenes in your daily routine. So let's pull back the curtain for real and see where this so-called useless math is actually making your life work. I think you're going to be surprised at just how practical this stuff is.
Just think about it for a second. When you're trying to make a budget work, you're balancing variables, right? Things like income and expenses. Ever double a recipe when you're cooking? That's just algebraic scaling. Calculating your gas mileage, tracking fitness goals, even pricing stuff at your job, it's all a form of algebraic problem solving. Your brain is already wired to do this.
And look, it's not just for these little everyday tasks. In really high-stakes jobs like construction, algebra is absolutely essential. You can't just eyeball it and guess how much concrete you need or what angle a roof should be. Builders are using these exact principles to scale blueprints, figure out material volume, and make sure the whole thing is actually safe to stand in. And this right here is exactly why it matters so much. In the real world, getting math right isn't about just passing some test. It's about safety, it's about efficiency, and it's about avoiding some incredibly expensive and even dangerous errors. Algebra is the system that prevents those mistakes from happening. Okay, so if we're using it everywhere, what exactly is pre-algebra? Let's go ahead and open up that toolbox we've been talking about and take a look at the essential gear inside. I promise, it's way simpler than you might think. So think of pre-algebra as the foundation. It's the bridge that gets you from simple adding and subtracting to solving much more interesting problems. Its whole purpose is to give you the right tools now so that when things get a little more abstract later, you're ready to go. Your first and maybe most important tool is the variable. All it is a placeholder for a number you don't know yet. So when you see an X or a Y, just think of it as an empty box. It's the what we're trying to figure out part of the puzzle. Next up, you've got the equation. And the best way to think about this is like a perfectly balanced scale. See that equals sign? That means both sides have to weigh the exact same amount. Our job is to figure out what's in that X box while making sure that scale stays perfectly level the whole time. And finally, what good is a toolkit without an instruction manual? In math, our manual is PEMDAS, the order of operations. You probably remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. It's just a simple rule book that makes sure everyone, everywhere, solves a problem in the same order so we all get to the same right answer. Okay, so now we have the tools. But let's talk about the best way to actually get them into your brain, especially if the traditional just memorize it methods don't really click for you. Here are some really powerful ADHD-friendly strategies to make learning way more visual and manageable. First up is the Pomodoro method. This is all about forgetting those marathon, hours-long study sessions. They just don't work for most people. Instead, you work in short, focused bursts. Go hard for 25 minutes. Love this one. It's all about turning your notes into a visual map. Instead of staring at a wall of black and white text, use color to make things pop. Grab some highlighters. Make all your formulas yellow. Make your examples blue. Make common mistakes or warnings red. This way, your brain can scan the page and find exactly what it needs in a split second. It's a lifesaver for visual learners. This is a total game changer. Passive learning is when you just reread your notes, kind of hoping it sticks, but active recall is when you force your brain to actually go get the information. So cover up the answer and solve the problem from scratch. Or even better, try to explain a concept out loud to a friend. If you can teach it, you really truly know it. And hey, remember this, please be kind to yourself. Learning is messy. It is not a straight line. You are going to have off days where your brain just says nope, and that is 100% okay. The goal here isn't perfection, it's just consistency. Even 5 quick minutes of review can make a world of difference. All right, theory is great, but let's actually get our hands dirty. We've got our tools, we've got our strategies. Now let's go ahead and tackle one of the most feared things in all of math, the word problem. You know, the biggest trick to word problems is just having a system. Don't try to solve it all at once. Step 1, and this is the most important, just read it. No panicking, no trying to solve anything. Then go back and highlight the key info. Assign your X to the thing you're trying to find. After that, you just translate, solve one piece at a time, and always check your answer at the end. And this right here is where it all clicks. You're basically being a translator. You take a phrase like 5 more than, and that just becomes +5. You take twice a number, and that becomes 2x. is 17 is just equals 17. And suddenly, that big scary sentence turns into a simple, totally solvable little equation. So let's bring that whole toolbox idea full circle. Think of your math journey like woodworking. In pre-algebra, you're just learning how to hold the hammer and use a screwdriver. Then, in Algebra 1, you use those skills to build something simple, like a little table. By the time you get to Algebra 2, you're using those same basic tools to build something much more complex, like a cabinet. Each level just builds on the last. Okay, one last powerful tip, and this is fantastic for making things stick in your memory. Every single time you learn a new concept or a new formula, just stop and ask yourself this one question. Connecting that abstract math idea to a real-world example creates this super strong mental hook, and it makes it so much easier to remember later. Because, at the end of the day, this isn't really about letters and numbers. It's about having a toolkit that helps you understand and solve the puzzles that are all around you every single day. So, what are you going to build?
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.